Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Casa Azafran. It seems to be where all the news in Nashville is being made, so it's great to be here. And this has been really a tremendous week for the city of Nashville. Yesterday, President Obama stood in the same building and talked about Nashville's leadership in welcoming new Americans. And today we have another good announcement. I would like to welcome, we have from the Council, Megan Berry and Fabian Bednay are with us. Jeff Yarborough, State Senator, is with us, along with Council Lady Devette Blaylock, and Ms. Berry and David Fox and Linda Retrovic, who are here, are candidates for my job. But today, this is, with this awarding of this grant, the Department of Education, President Obama's Department of Education, has put its faith in our city's educators, and even more importantly, in the future of our city's children. This $8.3 million grant, with an annual renewal resulting in a full amount of $33 million over 4 years, will allow us to continue to move forward on our mission to ensuring that every Nashville child has access to a high-quality education. It will help ensure that our youngest citizens will get the foundation of learning they need to be successful throughout their academic careers and into their adult lives. These funds will be life-changing for many of Nashville's most at-risk kids, and I could not be more thrilled. So I want to say thank you to the team here who put this together. I want to thank Dr. Register for his leadership on this issue, and I want to thank the President and the State Department of Education for confirming what we already know, that Nashville's children are worth investing in. Thank you. Dr. Register.
Thank you, Mayor Dean. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Dean. I want to start by thanking Mayor Dean for his leadership and support in expanding the pre-K program in Nashville. It's clear that the United States Department of Education would not have awarded this grant to us without the local support that has been shown for expanding pre-K opportunities for our children who need these services. Last year, the Board of Education and Metro Council and Mayor Dean supported a $5 million increase in funding for pre-K services. One of the early learning centers here at Casa Azafran, as well as the early learning center at Ross and at Bordeaux. Those funds, the start of those funds last year, serve as the match, the local match. So the funding that we're receiving from the federal government has already been matched and is being matched now. Our pre-K expansion happened because of the mayor's leadership and through strong local support from Metro Council and from the Board of Education, and today is a result of that support. Today is evidence of what can happen when we have a common goal and our vision in our community around education, and when we work together to achieve it. Metro Schools leadership and educators are honored to receive such a large federal grant in a pre-K program. I mentioned this earlier to someone. The total amount's almost as much as we received in Race to the Top funds, folks. That's outstanding. $33 million is a big grant for Nashville. This money will make an enormous difference in the lives of Nashville's youngest children. Most importantly, it will help us build a strong foundation for continued academic success for some of our most vulnerable populations. The grant will fund the addition of 400 new pre-K seats starting next school year. We're holding this event here at Casa Azafran because the southern part of Nashville, the Antioch area, has been an area that's been very underserved, and we couldn't expand in that area until now. Thanks to the cooperation of Metro Council and Mayor Dean, we have the old library at Hickory Hollow that's available for expansion in a very crowded area of town, and will give us a great opportunity to expand our programs in those areas. Priority placement is given to students who are economically disadvantaged and or who are English language learners, in an effort to help close the achievement gap and the opportunity gap for these children. In addition to expanding our pre-K capacity, This grant will help improve the quality of our existing programs, and this is very important. This grant will fund professional development for all pre-K teachers in the district. That's located in 57 sites, and also our partners with Head Start. And also serve to fund something that we've been talking about quite a bit lately as we've talked about our priority schools, and that's providing wraparound services for pre-K families. The wraparound services will include health and mental health screening, social services, nutrition services, parental engagement, and workforce development. The idea is to intervene early and to get students and their families on the right track early in the education process, and then ensure that they stay on track. To that end, the grant will include monitoring and tracking students over time to evaluate their academic achievement in kindergarten, first and second grades, all building to a foundation for success in third grade. Because we know third grade test scores are a major indication of a student's success in middle school and high school, as well as graduation rates, and even the likelihood of teenage pregnancy or incarceration. Quality early childhood education is one of the most valuable efforts we can undertake to improve educational opportunities and outcomes. We need to continue investing in high-yield strategies like this to better the lives of all children. We are grateful to all involved in securing this grant, and there are many people to thank in this process. There are many supporters and partners to thank across several sectors, and I want to take a minute to acknowledge some of these partners. In addition to Mayor Dean, the Council, and the Board of Education, I want to thank and recognize Senator Alexander and Congressman Cooper's office for their support of our grant application. Vanderbilt University, who is a partner named in the grant to assess and evaluate our efforts. Professor Dale Farron's been a key in helping us develop the program for this program. Stanford Children and Betty Anderson, I see Betty Anderson back there, who has been an early and strong advocate for this effort. The Shelby County Consortium, this is a grant that's given to Metropolitan Nashville Public Schools, and a like amount, the same amount, not split in half. The $8.3 million is ours, but also to Shelby County. And there was a team lead for Memphis was Barbara Prescott from People's First there. The Hyde Foundation in Memphis, which provided technical assistance to the grant through the Boston Consulting Group. The Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce, Mark Hill and Whitney Weeks were very instrumental in this. The Nashville Public Education Foundation and Shannon Hunt, who is in the back of the room. The Nashville Association for the Education of Young Children. Our NAEYC, Stacy Neiman is president of that organization. The United Way, the Metro Action Commission that oversees Head Start. Cynthia Crooms here, a great partner in this effort, and a beneficiary of the grant, I might add. The staff in our Metro Council, Metro Schools Federal Programs and Grants Office, and particularly our Early Learning and Pre-K office. They worked hard to write this grant and application and submit it in a very short time frame this fall. Lisa Wiltshire is our team lead. Lisa will come up and help answer the technical questions in a minute that you might have, and Phyllis Phillips, who is Pre-K Director of our Pre-K programs. I also want to thank State Commissioner Huffman for supporting our desire to apply for this grant. It was only possible because he cooperated and supported the joint application that was submitted between Nashville and Memphis. We're excited to get to work putting this grant to work. Pre-kindergarten is one of the central pillars of our district improvement efforts. This moves us well down the road toward providing quality pre-K to every 4-year-old who wants and needs it in Nashville. And that's our goal. Quality pre-K for every pre-K student and family who wants it and needs it. We'll keep working at this until we achieve this goal. and we feel like this grant puts us well down the road. Thank you very much for being here today, and I'll ask Lisa to come up and join us for questions. Mayor, come up too, please. Come join us up here. Do we have any questions?
Well, Brady Banks is here. I want to recognize Brady Banks.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
That's why I didn't recognize you. Sorry.
Jesse, is it just 400 new seats in year one, or is it going to be more than that?
Well, it's the grant will fund 400 to start, and Tice Hunter is here from the Board of Education, and Tice represents the southern part of Davidson County and has been really asking a lot of questions about how can we get this program moving south, and now we've got it, Tice. We're moving that way. 400 seats to start, but the impact is so much greater than that because of the way the grant was written. It really changes the quality of programs across the district. Lisa, how many classrooms do we have?
Right now we have 155, as Dr. Richards said, in 57 different sites. And so this will add 400 seats with a focus on quality of all existing and new programs as well.
How close is the city to like universal pre-K? I know there's been talk about getting there. Is it getting close?
We're getting this. This is a giant step. We are not there yet. We can only estimate because we don't know where every 4-year-old is in the district, but I would say 60% now, 60 to 65%. What would you say?
Yes, that's right. We know that there are, approximately 4,000, if you look at the 2013-14 numbers, approximately half the students are served by current public programs. That includes Head Start, which leaves about half, over 4,000 students that are served either by private programs or who aren't yet served.
And for those people, how many have you all had who come in who don't meet the ELL or the disadvantage restrictions? Are we talking?
There are no restrictions to the program that we started this year. I'm not really sure about the details on the grant, but our goal is to serve all children. We want these programs to be diverse. We prioritize English learners. We prioritize children who are disadvantaged, but we don't want to eliminate any children from having the opportunity to apply.
So Lisa, what was the wait list like, for example, this year in Nashville Public Schools?
It was a little over 1,000 on the wait list, and a lot of that focused in areas where we are currently just underserved, like in the southern corridor.
And can you explain how the prioritization works? I mean, how do you prioritize on the income and the language stuff?
Well, for this particular grants, these are federal funds. These funds will be allocated to serving children who are economically disadvantaged or English language learners first, and then would serve other students from all over the county after that.
Talk about how you're going to streamline the quality across the board.
Well, that's the really exciting part of this grant. We have earmarked funds in the grant for professional development, which would be predominantly job-embedded coaching and professional development for our elementary principals, instructional coaches. As well, the wraparound services is a key part of this because we know from research that really matters in terms of long-term benefits of early education.
Why is there a need to streamline that, though?
Well, currently we have pre-K classrooms in so many sites that what we have heard from our teachers, and by the way, that portion of our grant was written by teachers, in terms of what we asked them, what do you need to become better at what you do? And they, across the board, said we need more support and we need job-embedded support. So that's what we wrote into the grant.
How many new seats did the $5 million add to MPS?
It was 520 seats, and those were in our 3 new pre-K centers.
So Jesse, I know you've said you kind of a long-term plan through 2018 to expand pre-K locally. Will this change what you're going to ask from the Metro Council and the mayor?
Well, it's premature, really. You know, we're just getting into the budget process, and we don't know we don't know exactly where we'll go next year. We've got a lot of planning to do. Of course, you know, we just heard about this grant late yesterday afternoon. And the amount. So a lot of work ahead, in planning the strategic next step to take. Sustainability is really important. This is a 4-year grant. We have to really start thinking about that now. We've been pretty effective in dealing with that through Race to the Top, as Race to the Top has dwindled, and we want to make sure that we have a sustainability effort here. First thing is to make sure that what we implement remains as we go forward, and then to continue to build on that. I'll tell you what where I am with it. I think we're going to show Tennessee and the country something very special about early childhood education. For education of 4-year-olds, and with a 4-year window there, we've got time to look at the results on a longer basis. When 78% of our children now qualify for free and reduced price lunches, and 29% of our students are not English language background children now in our district. That number is continuing to go up. And I think when we look at the quality of program that we're going to offer here, we're going to be the model for the state. And the state needs to look at this on a statewide basis as we go forward.
Is there an accountability mechanism built into this grant?
Yes, there's accountability in third-party evaluation, which will be done by the Peabody Research Institute at Vanderbilt. They were instrumental in helping us figure out the assessment and evaluation piece, as well as the State Department of Education.
So then do the 4-year-olds, when they're in kindergarten and first grade, have to reach certain benchmarks for the money to continue?
Yes, that's one of the exciting parts of the grant, is that we'll be able to track these students and assess how well they're doing in kindergarten and first grade, as well as tracking where they came from. So we'll really be able to have some good comparative data on what's working.
Are you thinking that most of these 400 seats are going to be in existing locations? I know that you mentioned the old library. Is it Berkeley Hollow? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Right. So we think that'll be we intend to develop that as a model pre-K center. I'll go back to what I was saying earlier. Classroom space is very limited in the southern part of Davidson County. That's where we've experienced such rapid growth. And we were not able to locate a center there this year. We built out the site here in partnership with Casa Azafran. And so that library at Hickory Hollow can be an additional center that can really help. We haven't really worked out the details about how many classrooms need to go there. There's a unique feature to this grant also that I think is very important, and that's the partnership with other organizations. Head Start's a partner. And they are partners and recipients for this grant, and we want to also look at how we can support the work that goes on in quality private pre-kindergarten programs, early childhood programs, and so a lot of that has to be worked out. But our emphasis is going south because that's where the greatest demand is.
So going back to that 400 figure, I mean, I guess the expectation is it'll year by year get larger, right? I mean, is that fair to say? I mean, given the magnitude.
That would be my hope, and this is a real commercial for our mayoral candidates back there. The numbers need to keep going up.
Well,
We need to, our goal.
For the grant, I mean,
Yeah.
adding another 400 each year or something. Given the $5 million created 520 seats.
No, for the grant purpose, the grant is going to fund the 400 seats immediately and sustain those. So the grant won't be funding additional seats, but we will be looking to expand beyond the grant.
So we would invite you to the media to join us on a quick tour up here, and for everyone else who's here, we're going to give you an opportunity to walk through. We can't do it all at one time. This center serves 80 children, and I would encourage you to stay and see what we have here at State of the Art. It's a great pre-K center. It has a great curriculum and outstanding teachers. So we hope you'll stay and join us on a tour.
Since we have our 84-year-olds all doing some different things in their classrooms right now, we might overwhelm them all in one group. They'd probably love it. But first, we're going to invite Mayor Dean and Dr. Register and the media to take a tour of our center. We'll be walking out this door and going all the way down to the right. I'll lead you through that. We're going to have one of our staff from Casa Azafran Early Learning Center. Her name is Leslie Smith. She will come back to get the rest of the group that's here, and you can do a tour following our tour, but she'll come back and cue you. And I just want to thank Renata Soto and her staff here for hosting us last minute after they already had some excitement yesterday, and we really, really appreciate you helping us out today. Thank you. And see the classroom so you can see them, see the students in their classrooms. So we have 4 classrooms here that serve 80 students.
We have lots of visitors today.
I know, Miss Christie, thank you for letting us visit. We have the mayor of our city.
It's a great classroom.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yes. Happy and they wanted some pictures so they could see. You'll notice that the classrooms all look different, but they're intentionally designed. They're center-based classrooms. So we have different areas of learning for the children, and they move through those. And they spend the majority of their time in student-directed learning with some great resources and materials. And so all of the classrooms look a little bit different, but they're
taking pictures
the same way.
They're taking pictures. Can you say hi to the mayor?
Hi.
That's the mayor of our city, right?
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
Nashville city.
We live in what city? Nashville. We're in
Nashville. Yeah, very good.
very much a constructivist approach to education. So
Can you tell them what your favorite food is?
Chips?
I like hot chips. I like cheese.
Cheese? Well, you're happy today.
I like hot chips.
Cupcakes are good, yeah. No.
Hot chips.
Hot chips. Hot chips are good.
My sister eat hot chips.
Do you like cupcakes and cheese?
Thank you. Great job. Thank you. Bye-bye.
It's the director of schools, guys. It's like the principal of all the schools. Can you tell me about her name? Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
Lots of sandwiches. Boy, you got. Everybody have seconds. Hi.
Hi.
How's the food? Good. All right. So we want to hear. How are you? Nice to see you, Maureen. Yes, Maureen, good to see you.
And one thing you'll notice is the classrooms are very, again, intentionally designed. They might look a little less busy or more bare than other classrooms you'd see. And at the beginning of the year, there's really not a lot of adornment. And as the year goes on, what you'll see in the classrooms are the children's work, the children's art, what they're learning, the objectives that they're learning, pictures of the children and their families. You can see some of them over there. Because we believe that when you walk into a classroom, you immediately should know the learning community there, the students, the families, the teachers. And so as time goes on, it takes on the personality of the learners.
Great.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Class during
Appreciate it. Thank you.